When it comes to the most famous aspects of the Legend of Zelda series, we obviously think of the characters and the Master Sword. But beyond that, another incredibly important and famous aspect of the Legend of Zelda is the Triforce. And for the most part, a lot of people know what the Triforce is and what the Triforce does. It is the essence of the old gods that grant its wielder near omnipotent and untold magical and mystical prowess, with the Triforce being divided into three virtues: power, wisdom, and courage. And when separated, each of those Triforce pieces represent its mystical value. We already know what the Triforce of Power does, we already know what the Triforce of Wisdom does, but what does the Triforce of Courage do? Does it make you braver? Not exactly. Most of the times, people just think that the Triforce of Courage is just there, more like a symbol of greatness that is tied to Link. And while it's a mystical item that has great power, does it do anything specifically? Of course it does. Just like the Millennium Puzzle, it actually has a main power. I mean, did you know that the Millennium Puzzle's main ability is that it increases success probability when playing games? Bet you didn't know that one, huh, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? So in that light, the Triforce of Courage does indeed have very specific abilities. So allow me to explain them to you. It's your boy HMK once again. Strap on in for the safety of hype, let's dive directly into the noise. When speaking on the Triforce and the divine properties that each piece possesses, we have to look at the known wielders of each individual piece and their own feats. Let's start with the Triforce of Power really quick. This one's pretty obvious. It's the Triforce of Power. It grants the wielder incredible strength and is often thought to be a strength multiplier that can augment someone who is already immensely strong to godly heights, such as Ganondorf. While Ganondorf inherently off the bat is incredibly strong due to the Curse of Demise, he's not quite invincible or unstoppable without the Triforce of Power. That's why in most Zelda games such as Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, and even the Wind Waker, he has to play it smart, biding his time, using manipulations, and knowing when it's the right time to strike. But once he has the Triforce of Power, it's go time, baby! Along with incredible power, it grants his user a level of invulnerability and longevity, being able to withstand pretty much any form of conventional attack, as well as allowing its wielder to live way past their apparent lifespan. However, while seemingly invincible, the longevity granted by the Triforce of Power can be superseded by other divine forces, such as the Light and Silver Arrows and the Master Sword, and if used properly, the other two Triforce pieces. And now we come to the Triforce of Wisdom. It bestows mystical knowledge and prowess to its wielder, the ability to conjure the most intricate of spells and mythical abilities. The Triforce of Wisdom can also enhance that of the wielder's own mystical abilities, such as Zelda's telepathy and foresight. The Triforce of Wisdom can also increase that of keen decision making while also granting divine understanding. Basically, while it does enhance your mystical stats, it also increases your capacity for wisdom. And now we come to the most important part of this video, the Triforce of Courage. Like I said before, a lot of people get it twisted that the Triforce of Courage is simply that of a symbol of courage for Link, or that it bestows its wielder immense unstoppable courage. Not quite. As when compared to the other pieces of the Triforce of Courage is a bit harder to understand and to earn. As each piece is indeed sentient to a degree, the Triforce of Courage is undoubtedly the most sentient. But how about we get into the abilities of the Triforce of Courage? Some of the most notable is protection from mystical ailments and curses, as we've seen in the final battle against Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time and in Twilight Princess, in which the Triforce of Courage protected Link in the Twilight Realm by turning him into a wolf. Another grand element is that it is life-giving, a big aspect from the goddess Faecarly. That in the most grueling trials, the Triforce of Courage activates and restores its user to maximum health. The biggest idea is that the Triforce of Courage is that it is the most defensive capable of the Triforce pieces, shielding Link from a myriad of magic, including that of the other two pieces of the Triforce, as well as that of curse breaking. But you would think, why did the Triforce of Courage protect Link from Xant's Ganon magic or from the Skull Kid's curse in Majora's Mask? Well, the Triforce of Courage was already protecting Link within that of the Twilight Realm, and it could be drawn down to a case of Triforce parts clashing. And in Majora's Mask, Link was separated from the Triforce of Courage when he entered Termina. So rather being protected by the Triforce, he had to utilize the Song of Healing. Think of it like this, that the Triforce of Courage doesn't bestow courage itself, rather it rewards those with exemplary courage with the ability to utilize that courage to its fullest potential. The Triforce of Courage grants its wielder the ability to have their courage shine the brightest. And that's the Triforce of Courage explained and why it's so special. In a sense, I do believe that the Triforce of Courage is indeed the most coveted out of the three. But with that being said, I want to know what you guys think on that question, and if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, share, and most importantly subscribe to HMK while leaving a comment of what you thought and what you would like for me to explain further in the Legend of Zelda series. Until the next Zelda video, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.